professional hazard, I spent a lot of time on Instagram, and there was a visual of you holding an oversized Hermes bag that was valued on the internet at 35 lakh rupees.
My God.
Okay.
My mother's watching this too.
What part of that was untrue? You were holding the handbag. But the question that I have is,
I never
Is
thought
wealth-
there was a day that Faye D'Souza would ask me about an Hermes bag. Like, now I think I've seen it all. Like, I've seen it all. Like, Faye, like, now I've seen it all. Like,
I've seen it all.
I'm actually, this is more,
I can
it's a
tell you
moment
what
I will
color
not
it
forget.
was.
It's black and orange.
It was black and orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen one of that color. No, so here's my question, right? I want to understand what wealth means to you as a form of success. Because, let me give you the larger context of why I'm asking this, right? So when we grow up in India, we're told that, you have to study hard so you can get a good job, or you can earn well, buy a house. There are certain markers of adulthood. You've got a house, you've got a car, you've got a job, or something. Your parents then tell their extended family that, oh, my daughter's doing this, or my son is doing that. Wealth is a marker of success in our country. But we're now in an India that is wearing its wealth very differently.
Yeah.
Like the Ambani wedding, for example. We've never seen anything like this before. Social media is telling us the price of every outfit, the shoes, the bags, the diamonds. This is a different world that we're living in. So also, as parents, we're raising our children in this world.
Yeah.
And it stresses me out also that, are we giving too much access? Is it too much comfort? What sort of, humans are going to result from this exposure? But I want to understand, in your journey since you started to now, what is your relationship with wealth and success? And has that changed? What does it mean to you?
The truth of the matter is that I have always, as a child, because of my father, so we lived, we grew up, I was the only child, mom and dad. And Papa, after his first film released in 1980, which was called Dostana, he saw a series of about 5 failures right after that. And he also had a small export division that was called Yashwan Exports, where we were middle agents supplying wrought iron to a French company called Pier 1, which is what he wanted me to do eventually in life. So all the movies, so those days we used to get films financed from financiers, used to kind of give us money, and on interest we used to pay back. And when the film failed, then there were twice or thrice in our life. I remember my mom sold my nanny's flat once when a film failed. One point she sold some of her jewelry. My father had to sell a little property he had in Delhi to make do.
those,
So these are the stories I have heard.
Hmm.
Somehow, Faye, though, because I was the apple of my father's eye, if like the regular kid who was way wealthier than us, and we were not wealthy, we were what you call a middle class to upper middle class family, because we had food on the table always. I went to a really good school. My father drove a reasonably goodish car. It wasn't, but we didn't have any. I never went or traveled. We never traveled out of the country because we could afford to. I couldn't study because I knew we couldn't afford to. There were kids I grew up in a very wealthy neighborhood. It was Malabahel. And we were not wealthy, but like the neighborhood was wealthy. But my father always made me feel like I was a prince, because if pocket money was 25 rupees, he gave me 50, because he wanted me to kind of always be, he always said, like, if you go out for a meal, sometimes pay for your friends, because, we are Punjabi, that's how we work, and that's just in our demeanor. I always punched above my weight. I lived beyond my means because of my father. Fortunately for me, this is just a coincidence that my first film did really well, and then my second film did really well, and my third film did really well, and then my father passed away. Then I started Dharma, and we started doing, so I started making a lot of the money that we have made at Dharma right now has been made by the time that I started directing. So I feel very proud that I could live my father's dream of taking Dharma production, but also make my own money. I worked very hard. There are times that I worked 18-hour days. I let me tell you, I work through every weekend. I'm here to you on a Sunday. I work on national holidays. I work every day. I work anything between 16 to 20-hour days on a daily basis. I sleep only 5 hours. I work very hard for the money I've made. I'm never going to apologize for that. Absolutely. And I believe joy is very critical. I don't want to sit and apologize for the money I spend on things that give me joy. I'm a bit of a crazy retail mad person. I love shopping. It's therapeutic for me. I don't want to admit otherwise. I want to tell you the truth. I do like that Birkin bag I bought.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's going to be my daughter's. It's an heirloom piece.
Yeah.
And I looked at it as an investment. But if you ask me, I want a blingy watch? No, I don't want. I don't like watches. I don't like cars. I like clothes. I'm stupid perhaps. I'm silly. And I should be perhaps saving that money for my children. But I know they will achieve their own dreams. Like I achieved my own dreams. And I'm going to do what makes me happy today. I'm going to make sure my children are educated. I'm going to sure my mother is always protected and well taken care of. But this gives me happiness. Why should I deny it?
Yeah.
I don't want to deny it to myself. Because I'm going to live once. One day, who knows, I'll just pop dead one day. And I was like, all my life, I was doing things, protecting. I don't like the sensibility of like hoarding. Put your money, save. Yes, I'm doing all that. There are savings. There is property investment. There are fixed deposits. There is all that to protect the interests of my children in their future. They'll have enough. But why am I sitting in apologizing for the wealth that I earned because of my own hard work? I worked very hard to achieve that wealth.
Yeah.
And yes, we are in an Instagram generation and people are going to watch. So what do? Now I can't help it. There's also fame attached to you.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I do enjoy being photographed. And if they saw my bag and put the price out, I'm not happy about that. And it's mildly inflated, but like it's an expensive bag. I'm like, there's nothing you can do. I was very happy carrying that bag. What I did not realize that they would be circling the price and then it would reach my CEO who would message me and say, did you buy this bag for this much? And I was like, so sometimes that policing on Instagram is like, but the larger question that you asked me was like, would I have a big party for my 50th? I did.
Oh.
Would I have a big wedding for my children? I would. Because I love it.
Yeah.
I love decor and I love khatirdari and hospitality. I always like to have people over and I love to kind of be the best host.
Yeah.
I love it all and I'm not going to change that for any kind of judgment from anyone else who doesn't know my journey.